Hey guys, it's Miss Behrens here. I'm making a quick little video that hopefully will help you with some of the math assignments on IXL. You know that we're doing division in math right now, and we've been talking about how division and multiplication are connected. So if you remember, if we had a problem like 7 times 3, we know that equals 21. This is a multiplication problem. If I want to switch that and think about it as division, I would start with my product. I can take the number 21 and divide it by either of these factors. I can divide it by 7, or I can divide it by 3. And if I set up those equations, I'm going to have to use the other factor as my quotient. So I know that 21 divided by 7 equals 3, and 21 divided by 3 equals 7. Now what does that really mean? If I'm doing 21 divided by 7, what I'm trying to see is how many times can this number 7 fit into 21? So for example, if I'm going to build the number 21 out of groups of 7, how many groups would I need? Let's think about it. Here's one group of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm making a recording for a couple of the kids that are gone. It's okay. Talk to you in a second. Here's another group of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gets me up to 14. And another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would get me up to 21. Now how many groups of 7 that's 3. 1, 2, 3. The opposite would be 21 divided by 3 equals 7. If I'm trying to build the number 21 out of groups of 3, how many groups would I need? Let's start counting. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. How many groups of 3 did it take to build 21? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we know that connection between multiplication and division. And what we've been working on this week, my friends, is a new multiplication strategy called partial quotient. I'm going to show you an example of a problem here and use a tool called a multiplication menu. And I'd like for you to try to solve some problems at home using this strategy. So let's start with this problem. 833 divided by 7. I do not know what that equals off the top of my head. I'm going to set up my strategy by writing my big 7. I know that 833 is my dividend and 7 is my divisor. So now I have it kind of written down and set up, but I'm still not sure where to go from here. Now remember, if we're dividing 833 by the number 7, what that means is we're trying to figure out how can I get up to the number 833 using groups of 7. How many groups of 7 does it take to build 833? I don't know, but I do know some of my 7 multiplication facts. So what we're going to do is over on the right side, we're going to make what we call a multiplication. Wow, I spelled that wrong. Hang on. Multiplication menu. And a multiplication menu is going to list out the facts that I already know about 7. I usually start by doing 7 times 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, and 100. So let's solve these. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3, 21. 7 times 5, 35. 70, that's the powers of 10. 140, because I know that this is just going to be twice of that answer. And 700, that's another powers of 10. Now I can use these facts over here to try to build the number 833. Now if I look at all these numbers on the right hand side, which one gets me closest to the number 833? 700. And how many groups of 7 was that? That's 100 groups. So my partial quotient, not sure why that keeps happening, is 100. That's going to be part of my quotient, part of my answer. If I have 100 groups of 7, that would be 700. And if I subtract it, I still have 133 that I have to build out of groups of 7. If I look over here again at my multiplication menu, which number is going to get me closest to 133? It'll be 70, right here. 10 groups of 7. So I know that a 10 is going to be a partial quotient. And that's going to get me 70 closer to 833. Now I need to build 63 out of groups of 7. If I look at my multiplication menu, 70 is too big, but I can do 35, and that would be 5 more groups of 7. If I subtract it, I have 28. Now I need to build 28 out of 7s. Off the top of my head, since I have some practice, I know that 28 is 7 times 4. So I could either write 4 as my last partial quotient, or if I didn't know that fact, I could look at my multiplication menu and I could do 21 and 7. So that would be 3 groups of 7 and then 1 more group of 7. Now I have nothing left to build. I have built the whole number 833 out of these groups of 7, my partial quotients. The last step I need to do to get my answer is add my partial quotients together to figure out how many groups of 7 did it take to get to 833. I'm going to add 100, 10, 5, 3, and 1. And my answer is 119. Hopefully that's helpful. You guys can watch this a couple times. There's also a couple of videos online that you can search for and watch if this felt confusing. But I hope that it helps you with your problems, and we'll see you guys back soon.